rest in your presence. We continue to fix our gaze. If not another word was said tonight, Jesus, you are enough. You are enough. That you would grace us with your presence. That is enough to just sit for the rest of the night, for the rest of our lives, and to just meditate on the fact that you would draw near to us, the eternal King of glory. We thank you for breathing into us tonight, your breath of life, your breath of hope, your breath of healing, your breath of joy. We thank you. We are so thankful, Jesus. Lord, we just pray that tonight you would take the sounds and the songs, that you would just release them into the hands of angels to go and visit homes tonight. Would you visit them tonight? Awaken hearts. What a privilege we have to step into just the realms of worship, to be with him, and then enter into the amazing place of knowing that it's going out and changing atmospheres over people's lives, over homes, over regions. So I'm going to be speaking tonight from several places. I'm going to be beginning in John 4. My message tonight is called With a Mere Word. And this is the story of Jesus entering into the village of Cana of Galilee. And this is where he had turned water and transformed water into wine. And he's returning there. He had been there before. He had turned the water into wine. And there was a government official, we know the story, in Capernaum, whose name was sick. His son was sick and dying. And this man who was in Capernaum heard that Jesus had left Judea, and he was now in Cana. And so he decided to make a journey from Capernaum to Cana. And that's about a 20-mile journey that he decided to make. He had heard that not only Jesus was in Cana, but he had heard what? He had heard of testimonies. He had heard of miracles. He had heard the stories and the wonders of what Jesus had done. He went. He was making a 20-mile journey for a purpose. He was going to find the one who turned water into wine. He was going to find the one who worked miracles, who worked supernatural wonders, with the hope that his son would be one who would somehow have a miraculous touch from this one who turns water into wine. And so what he did is he took the stories that he heard, and he performed an action. What he did was he heard it, then he made a decision on it, and then he went. You see, too often we hear something, but we don't act upon it. We hear something, and we need to align ourselves, but I don't want to get ahead of this message tonight. So what he did is he went and he found Jesus. He found him. And the next thing he did is he began to beg him. He begged Jesus, and he begged Jesus to come to his home to heal his son who was about to die. And he said to him, "You must come to Capernaum with me and heal my son." He not only gave him an invitation, it wasn't even like an invitation, like, you must come. And you must come and heal my son. Like, this was, because why? He was convinced. He was positive. He didn't go with a maybe. He said, the one who turned water into wine has the ability to heal my son who is dying. And Jesus said to him, "You never believe unless," and he was speaking to all the people, "you see signs and wonders." But he wasn't offended at that. He didn't like, what? No. I just came 20 miles and this is what you're going to say to me? No. He pressed right back in. "You have to come with me to Capernaum before my little boy dies." Because he knew, just like he knew Jesus could heal him, he knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that there was a death sentence upon his little boy. And so he went in desperation. He went knowing this is his only hope. There was no other hope. There was no plan B. There wasn't Mass General, there wasn't Leahy Clinic, there was nothing. There was this, period. So what happens is, it says, then Jesus looked him in the eyes. You see, Jesus is always very intentional. He looks right in the eyes. He didn't look like all around here, like a lot of people do when you're talking to them. Right in his eyes he looks. And he says, "Go back home now, and I promise you, your son will live and not die." Go back home now, like not 5 minutes from now, not 10 minutes from now, and I promise you, your son will live and not die. So, what did this government official have to base this promise on? He's never met Jesus. He's only heard stories about him. But this was a man who was a government official. He was used to government documents. This means this means this, pieces of paper, this is this. Something tangible to hold on to in writing. Here's the proof, here's the goods. You can apply it. All he had was the spoken word of Jesus, who he'd never met, the former testimonies that he had heard, and now he's finally seen him face to face. But I believe that there was something that transferred when Jesus looked him right in the eye. You see, he came with a hope, but he left with a promise. He came with a hope, and he turned on the now and he left with a promise. That's why we need to meet with him face to face, up close. That's where the hopelessness dissolves and the promise takes its place. So it says that he believed in his heart, not in his mind. He believed in his heart the words of Jesus, and he set off for home. He didn't remain. He didn't ask for proof. Give me some tangible sign, Jesus, that I can go home and show my wife. Nope. He received it. He believed it in his heart, and he went. Because the words of Jesus, when Jesus looked into his eyes and he spoke the words, it went into his eye gate, it went into his heart. He went with this wide open, desperate heart. You see, when we go to Jesus with this closed heart of, "Oh, I don't know, Jesus, I don't know." You know what I'm saying? He gets too breakthrough because he can do anything. But man, when we come with desperation and our heart is wide open and like, you are the only thing, if you don't happen, because there's only plan A, I don't have a plan B. You are it, Jesus. So what does he do? He turns his face, he turns his body, he turns his whole being, he steps out, and in that stepping out, what he does is he waters the promise that Jesus has put in his heart. Because Jesus speaks things into our heart, but how do we water it? We water it with action. We water it by stepping out on it. And so he waters this very word, this very seed that's been put in his being. He aligns his entire being with this miracle word. He didn't put it on a refrigerator. They didn't have refrigerators in that day, but you know what I'm saying. And so he turns into the direction of home. And it says, while still at a distance, he sees his servant coming towards him. And he says that he had good news. And he says, your son is healed. He's alive. Your son is healed. He's alive. I'll tell you what, there's some people right now tonight, and I just heard him say this, your dream is still alive. There's things he's spoken to you, and it's still alive. Don't let go of it. The enemy's trying to tell you it's dead, it's too long, it's not going to happen, it's impossible. But I'm telling you, I just heard the Lord say for somebody in this room, your dream is still alive, and he's breathing on it tonight. I don't know who that's for, but take it. And it says the Father was overjoyed. What does this look like? You know, when we sit and really wait with the word, like, we just can just read so quickly. The Father's overjoyed. What does it look like? Because I'll tell you what, in those moments when the servant is coming to him, he's no longer a government official, people. He's a father whose son has just been given a miracle. You see? He went as a government official. He didn't go as a government official. He went as a father. And so, he's healed. He's alive. I think when it says he's overjoyed, I think he's jumping up and down. I think he's crying and laughing at the same time. Oh my God! Ah! Oh my God! I don't know what you've been doing. That's what I've been doing. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he'd just be sitting there going, oh gee, that's really nice. What's next? I don't think so. So he goes, when did this begin? When did my son begin to recover? This is what the word says. And the servant says, yesterday at 1 p.m. All at once, his fever broke and now he's well. Come on! All at once! His fever broke. All at once, Parkinson's is gone. Come on! That's what's going to happen, Diane. It's going to happen. Because you have a father. Come on. Immediately and instantly, sickness gave way. Sickness bowed its knee. As we sang tonight, every knee must bow. Sickness must bow in the name of Jesus. Come on. Sickness must give way. It must give way. It must give way. I'm saying it forcefully because I feel his force is in this room. I'm not a hype person. You know me. I don't hype. I feel his force in this room like this bulldozer. Boom! Like sickness, get out of this room. You have no right. These are my children. How dare you trespass? Sickness is a trespasser. We are a temple of the Most High God. And I speak that to the things I'm believing God to heal me of. Enough is enough. Yes. Enough is enough. Yes. So immediately sickness gives way and bows its knee to the words of life. And what happens is the words of life, from the mouth of Jesus, it came and it swallowed up the death sentence and made it null and void. The Father realizes the very same hour Jesus spoke the words to him, your son shall live and not die. Come on. It's so, we read these things, but when we sit and we meditate on them and we really let them get into us, it transforms us. It transforms our situations. So from it said, here's the most amazing thing. From that day forward, the man, all of his family, and all of his servants believed. He acted, he moved. He met the fulfilling of this word on his way, and his entire house gets saved. He got more than he asked for. He got the healing of his son, and the most amazing healing of all, eternal salvation. He goes asking for the healing of his son who's dying, and his entire house is saved, and every servant. What's that saying? It's like when you come to me and you ask me for one thing, I've got a bounty to give you. A bounty. You asking for this, pal, let me tell you what. When you come like that, I want to lavish you. heals the government official's son. Jesus decreed life. Jesus heard it from the Father, and he decreed the Father's intent. That's really what it's all about. Father, what you saying? Oh, okay. And we decree the Father's intent. That's it. But we got to know. So we know, as I said, the man aligned the word. He aligned with the word, Jesus, who spoke the word. And so that's what we need to do. We need to align our heart with the word and let him speak the word. And then we decree those words over our lives, over our bodies, over our circumstances, over our families, over our jobs, over whatever it is, our family, our church, our nation, the nations, whatever it may be. We decree God's dreams. We decree his purposes and plans. Not presumptuously, because it accomplishes nothing. That's why there's a whole bunch of decrees that are like they just fall to the ground. Well, how could that be true? And then everybody starts to doubt because we haven't aligned in the place of intimacy. We've really heard the Father say this. Yes. And then we decree it. I'll tell you what, it's better we just stay silent than just make something up or come up with that. Sounds like a good idea. Not that, and you know, what happens is nothing happens. That's what happens. And then we begin to doubt. Well, I don't know. I mean, I decreed that nothing happened. Well, because the Father didn't decree it. Do you follow what I'm saying? He didn't say it. So let's move on. Now we're in Luke 6. Okay, I'm going to be jumping from different things, but it all sort of flows. So now we're with Jesus, and he's in the synagogue, and it's on the Sabbath. He sort of likes to show up on Sabbath and stir up trouble. Notice that? He likes sort of like a troublemaker, but not. You know what I'm saying? He just likes to get the religious things out of us. You know, like, so he's in this synagogue on the Sabbath, and he's in this room with this man with a withered hand, a deformed right hand. I thought it was interesting. That's a whole other teaching in itself, because our right side is the side of faith, so that's a whole other thing. But anyways, everyone was watching him closely, like, you know, right. You ever walk into a room and like everybody's watching him, you know, that type of thing. Everybody's watching him. And so especially the Jewish leaders and the Jewish, you know, religious scholars, they're looking to see, is Jesus going to heal and do something on the Sabbath? Because we are looking for some way that we can accuse him. Like we're going to watch him until he breaks the Jewish law, then, aha, we got him. But Jesus, he's not bowing his knee to anybody. He's not responding to any religious stuff. He's not moved by this, and he's not moved by that. He's moved by one thing, his Father in heaven. And so Jesus knew, through a word of knowledge, he heard every thought, it says. He knew every thought. Not one, every thought. Just like he knows every one of our thoughts in this room right now. Not one thought, every thought. So it says he speaks to the man with the crippled hand. He doesn't speak to the religious leaders or scholars. He speaks to the man with the crippled hand. And he speaks purposely, and he speaks intentionally. And this is what he says. Come and stand here in the middle of the room. Be like me saying to you, Jen, come and stand here in the middle of the room. That's what it'd be like. There's this whole room of people, but I'm just talking to her, ignoring everybody else. So what does he do? He gets up, and he comes forward. I thought about that. I like to think about these things, like, what would I have done? What would you have done? What would you have done, David? Would you get up? I don't know. Maybe you would have said, what for? You know, there's a lot of like, sort of like independence or this rebellious thing, like, I'm not going up there. What's he asking me back for? I'm going to go up in front of all those people. I don't do the in front of all those people thing. You know, I mean, no, really, you know, I've heard all that. I'm not going, you know. You call out sicknesses, I'm not going up there, and then you find out 2 weeks later that was the person back there, when, you know what I'm saying, that really did have the situation. I'm not being critical. I think about these things. This guy just gets right up. He doesn't deal with any of this. Okay, he responds. He acts. You see the pattern here? What gets the response? What gets the miracles? He responds, he acts, he gets up, he goes forward, because what is it? It's action in response to Jesus' word. So now Jesus addresses. Now he's going to address everybody. He addresses the man, but now he's going to address everybody. And he says, let me ask you a question. Which is better, to heal or to do harm on the Sabbath day? I have come to save a life, but you have come to find a life to destroy it. Let's look at another version. What kind of action suits the Sabbath best? Doing good or doing evil? Helping people or leaving them helpless? So this is what he says to them. Good questions, right? One by one, here we go. Here comes the eye gate again. One by one. Picture this. One by one. He looks every single person in the eye. That's what it says. Every single one. It says he looks in the eyes of each person. And this isn't just a quick gaze. This is purposely, this is intentionally, and he's looking deep. And his eyes are eyes of truth and light, and they're probing like that sword, dividing the soul and the spirit, and looking into the motivation of each heart. This amazing king, this amazing king. He looks into each eye gate. In his eyes, when they look, they see this blazing, fiery justice and jealousy that guards the helpless and the hopeless and the sick and the needy, and those needing mercy, and those needing his touch, and those that the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the religious spirits have kept at bay. It's like, whoa, I'm going to show you what heaven really looks like. This one who came to set the captives free was about to make some bold statements with his look and then his actions. More can be said with one look, can it not? In 1,000 words. Yeah. So he looks intently in each one's eye, and then he says to the man, now he's done with the looking. They've all got the look. And he says, I love it. I mean, can't you see this? This is like these dramas. Forget Hollywood. This is amazing. Stretch out your arm and open your hand. You see, when he speaks, it's purposely, it's intentionally. He knows the beginning from the end. Stretch out your arm and open your hand. It's not a divine suggestion, it's a command in those moments. Just like when he speaks to us and we get to choose whether we say yes or no. And when we say no, we don't get what was behind his intention. Yes. Follow what I'm saying? So, he's defying the religious spirits and all the evil practices and the heavy weight of hypocrisy, the legalism that is put on the people. He's like, open your hand. And what it is, it's a command of love. It's a command of mercy. This isn't a command of control. Right? This is a command of love and mercy. It's so beautiful. And he's in the saying of that, he's literally saying, I will show you who I am. The I am, who I am. I will show you who I am. And the kingdom I am from. Because he's from the realm of I am. With everyone, it says, watching intently. Here they are all again, all eyes, watching intently. Now this man, he stretches out his arm, and his hand is completely healed. Come on! And like they're waiting to catch Jesus, and this guy's arm stretches out and his hand opens up. 8 words. Stretch out your arm and open your hand. In one extended arm in obedience. 8 words. In one extended arm in obedience. 8 is the number of new beginnings. His miracle was then, now. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not a week. Because what happened was that miracle came in and overtook and swallowed up the religious spirit's decrees that had been over this man. It rolled them up like a scroll and made them null and void. And this is what he wants to do in the situations in our life where religiosity and limitations and what the enemy's put on us or religion has put on us or we've put on it or who's ever put on it. He wants to deal with those things, roll them up like a scroll and make them null and void and have his miracles crazy about us and that we worship with passion tonight because he is so worthy. So what happens is Jesus went, as he always did, on the Sabbath to this meeting place. Wait a second. Where did I just go? I'm sorry. I just jumped ahead of myself. I lost myself on the page. Here we go. I went on to the next miracle. So there's no heart. That's why I have notes, because I'm going all over the place. There's no heart at all. Think about this. For the crippled man's now healed him. They don't care. See, religion doesn't care. And if we let that get in our heart, we can self-focus. Me. We don't. There can actually be jealousy. Why were they healed and I wasn't healed? Why is that one and I didn't? Okay, that's just something else that's going on in our lives. But his life is forever changed inside and out. Not just his hand, but his entire being is now changed from inside out. He's been touched by the Lord of the Sabbath, who healed on the Sabbath. The Lord of the Sabbath is just like, I'm the deal, I'm the Sabbath. Forget the Sabbath, I'm the Sabbath. I'm in the room, I'm the Lord of all. So think about this. Here's the guy, boom, boom. For all of his days, he would hear, open your hand. He'd be walking along, open your hand. Open your hand. Open your hand. He'd see this beautiful sky. Open your hand. He'd see the sunset. Open your hand. He'd see the sunrise. Open your hand. He'd hear a bird. Open your hand. What are you doing? Let me tell you. I was in a room, and it was a Sabbath. And the guy who's the Lord of the Sabbath says, open your hand. Let me show you. Look, it was like this, and now it's like this. And they would talk into the night of the wonders and the majesties of this king. Open your hand. Because you see, open your hand. When he says, I want to heal you, I want to touch you, I want to provide for that situation, I want that dream to come true, it isn't just about us. And so we can say, open your hand. This is what he did. This, I was this, but now I'm this. I didn't have this, but now I have this. I was over here, but now I'm here. Come on. It's not just about us. It's about the king. He didn't need a track. He was a track. I was this and now I'm this. There's my track. I'm not against tracks. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, we're to be the tracks. Like, read me. Read my life. I once was and now I am.
Yes.
Am I losing things? I don't know. It's like, I think it's all still the, I don't know. These things. This. Anyways.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Come on, it's like so.
Yeah, come on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And guess what? The Pharisees can you see them? You can hear them like a snake. Oh my God, I hate those religious demons! The Pharisees would replay it again and again like a tape. Stretch out your hand. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. I see this stuff. I'm sorry. It says they're seething with anger. I didn't make this up. This is in the Bible. They're seething. That's what it looks like. Seething with anger and vengeance. And they're plotting and scheming. I can't stand that stuff. Plotting and scheming to get him some way. Their only concern was for themselves. Their only concerning was their plotting. No compassion in their hearts. They didn't care at all about this glorious touch of this man. Because he was nothing. He was nothing to them. But God, this God of love and mercy, revealed in 8 words his heart. Stretch out your arm and open your hand.
Yes.
That is what the kingdom of heaven looks like.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Jesus revealed why he came, to restore it all. Body, mind, soul, and spirit. He doesn't do anything halfway. And he reveals the kingdom. It's all about his family. It's all about the family. So here's his eyes of fiery love and justice, caring for the needy. His eyes of fiery love and justice, always care for the needy. He'll tear down a mountain, he'll raise up a valley, whatever it takes to get to that one, he's going to get there. Nothing will stop him, nothing. Because he's the great intercessor. He's the eternal sacrifice that takes action and says in his actions, I have the final say. Now and forever, I am is in charge. He reaches to the highest heaven, flows to the lowest valley. So, we okay? Everybody doing okay? So, let's go on. Another Sabbath meeting. Number 3. We're in a row. Anyways, it's really, I mean, I was really studying and I'm like, whoa, another Sabbath, whoa, another Sabbath, whoa, another Sabbath. I think you're making a point here. So anyways, he always did what he did on the Sabbath. So he goes into the meeting place. And just so you know where I'm reading from, I will be, it's in Luke 4:18. So it says, when he stood up to read, he was handed the scroll of the prophet Isaiah. And he unrolls the scroll, and it says, he found the place where it was written. He purposely and intentionally looked for a very specific passage. Now we all know this. None of this is new. We all know this. And he begins to talk about the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. We know the passage, and he says, but he reads it with purpose. Here it is again. He reads it with power. He reads it with passion. He declares it. He does not apologize. There's no self-anything. It's like, it's the Word reading, decreeing the Word. Talk about the Word is reading, declaring the Word. This is like, you want to, and he's declaring his purpose, and he's declaring our purpose. And he was declaring their purpose. So he unrolls it, and then he rolls it up. But he doesn't just go like, no, every single thing is with authority. He's not hurried, he's not fumbling, he's not nervous, he doesn't care about any religious things in the room. This moment in time, all of heaven had waited for. Because things shift after this. The decree of who he was and his very purpose. And I'll tell you what, all of heaven and all those work of earth is waiting for us to stand up in humility, yet with confidence, and decree with authority and power who we are and what our purpose is. Well, I don't know. And I'm not being critical. It's time to know. I don't care if all you know and all you can say is I was born to worship. Say it with everything you have. Roar it out. Look every religious thing in the eye and say, I don't think so. I know how I was made. Back up, out of the way. The king is coming through because he's in me. Excuse me? Out of the way. King's on a mission. You know, we don't say, pretty please. No, it's like, off with your heads. And I'm being serious because that's what the king, you follow what I'm saying? The king is the one that's living his life to us. And so, I just lost my place, I'll get back to it. So, he's decreeing who he was in his purpose. He decreed it, as I just said, with authority. Then he rolls it back up, and he gives it back to the assistant. And he goes and sits down. He stood up with authority and purpose, very intentional, and he went, and can you just see it? Like, did you hear what I just said? You follow what I'm saying? He doesn't have to say a word. He set it on and he sits down. I mean, oh my gosh. He knew exactly what to do and what not to do. His movements, his timing, everything was precise. It makes a Swiss watch look like it's going, you follow what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like he's so exacting. Each word, everything, every movement is a declaration. You see what I'm saying? Just the way he sat, just the way he rose, just the way he unfolded it, and just the way he folded it back was, I am. See, the world wants to intimidate us. The religious spirits want to intimidate us, and the worldly things want to intimidate us. Then he makes this bold statement. You've just heard Scripture make history. It came true just now in this place. You've just heard Scripture make history. It came true just now in this place. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not 10 years, not a generation from now. Now. And guess what? In this place. It's a bold statement. But he's a bold, loving king. Come on, steps out of heaven into the womb of a woman. He's not going to apologize now. It's like this is the whole deal. Like I'm going into the home stretch. Like this is what it's all about. No apologies of who he is, why he came, what the time is, because this is now the time to act. And guess what? This is our time to act. We don't have any more time, people, to humdy-dum around. And that's not a thing to put pressure on anybody. Oh my God, it's not that type of a thing. It's just like, let's wake up. The trumpet is from heaven. Like, wake up, church, take your place. Get out of the observation deck, as who was it, Dutch Sheet said, I think it was. Get out of the observation deck and take your seat. Because the train is going, and you don't want to be left on the side. You follow what I'm saying? Because we've all been put here with the plan. Now is the time. He was basically saying, now, and now is the time, and guess what? I'm the one. I'm the one. Whether you receive me or not, I'm the one. It goes on to say, everyone was impressed by how well Jesus spoke. They were in awe of the beautiful words of grace that came from his lips. But they were surprised at his presumption to speak as a prophet. So they said amongst themselves, who does he think he is? This is Joseph's son, who grew up here in Nazareth. We know this kid. We knew him. Who is he? Who does he think he is? We've known him. It says in the message, we've known him since he was a youngster. And this is what somebody or whatever may say about, who do you think you are, Jen? Who do you think you are, David? We know you. We saw you when you used to ride a bicycle down that street. Who do you think you are? You're going to do this project, yeah, right. Who do you think you are? This is what happens with all these whispers. Have you heard, I know you've heard those whispers. Or maybe they've been actually said to you by somebody. I've had it said to me by many people. Who do you think you are? Yeah. You won't even go there. It doesn't matter. Because when the Lord just goes, rip. Yeah. When we give it to him, rip. That's what I think about that one. Throw that one away. Yeah. Shred it. I love the shredding machine. Even better was the wood stove when I had a wood stove. I'd get some things in the mail. I'd go, are you kidding me? Open it up. Those were the best. Wood stove. I don't have a wood stove anymore. I'm sorry. Anyways. So he replies to about stunned and dazed and penetrating. It means this. Oh, I love this. This is by Brian Simmons in his little footnote. Jesus, it says, spoke with such glory and power emanating from him that his words were like thunderbolts into their hearts. Can you imagine a thunderbolt coming into your heart? That's how it describes it. That's how it is described in the Greek. He spoke with such glory and power emanating from him that his words were like thunderbolts into their hearts. Talk about illumination. Let's talk about it. When we see lightning and the whole sky lights up. So he speaks to us and it goes. And it's literally, let there be light.
Yeah.
In any place of darkness and shadows, and we're confused and doubt and we don't understand. Oh God, I don't see. He's like, now look, what do you see? That's what it's like. That's what it's like. Can we go to another one? Is that okay? So now we're in Luke 4. Another familiar story. You only got a couple more. So, we're in Luke 4, and he goes into a congregation. There he is again. And it didn't say Sabbath here. It didn't say Sabbath, so I can't add it in because it didn't say it. Not going to add it in. It didn't say it. Must have been on Sabbath. And so he goes in, and there's this demonized guy who's screaming out with a loud voice. Hey you, go away and leave us alone. I know who you are. You're Jesus of Nazareth, God's Holy One. Why are you coming to meddle with us? You've come to destroy us already. So what happens is, the demon then hurls the man. All this drama. Hurls the man down on the floor. I mean, think about it. There's all of this drama. People say the Bible is so boring. How can I read the Bible? It's so boring. I'm like, shut off the TV and get in the Bible. Are you kidding me? Demons are hurling people around. They're trying to throw them off cliffs. He walks through. Forget Wonder Woman, Superman, the guy with the cat. I don't know, all the people. I don't know who they are. The Ninja Turtles. I don't know. Forget them all. It's like, I'm sorry. But this demon, let's look at it. Jesus. But he wanted to control that whole room. And he wanted to control it with fear. That's why he acted out in front of the whole people. That's why all of a sudden some great meeting will be going on and somebody will throw themselves to the floor. If it's not a person, it's a demon, to get all the eyes off of Jesus. You follow what I'm saying? All the eyes off of Jesus. Let's look at the demon. No, forget the stupid demon. Just keep worshiping and the thing will go out. You follow what I'm saying? It's like, forget it. Don't even pay attention. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. You know? Forget it. Pay no attention. Oh boy, this is a real thing. So, Jesus takes control. Take control, Donna. Jesus takes control because he's always in control. Because why? He's the way, he's the truth, he's the life, and he is the Lord of all. So what did he do? In that moment, he fulfilled what he read. What did he say? The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. Remember? He read that. I mean, that happened just a little bit earlier. That was verse 18. We're now in verse 33. Okay? So he is fulfilling what he's read. He's fulfilling what he's decreed. He's fulfilling what is written of him. I came to set the prisoners free. Look.
Amen.
No longer is he captive. He's free. Because that's what my kingdom looks like. He came to set the prisoners free. He read it. He decreed it. He released it into the atmosphere. And then he performed it. And it says with a mere word. With a mere word. Not 50 commands. Not 3 hours. Not for 5 million years. A mere word. Come on. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He is anointed. Be hope for the poor, freedom for the brokenhearted, new eyes for the blind, to preach to the prisoners you are free. I have come to share the message of Jubilee, for the time of God's great acceptance has begun. I love that version. The time of God's great acceptance has begun. He was marking the time. Now. And guess what? Nobody could change it. Nobody could turn the page back. Who could change it? Who could open the scroll again and try to undo that? Who in the room could undo what I had just read? Nobody. He set a mark in time and changed it forever, and he said, it has begun. It has begun. With a mere word, it has begun. And he comes into our life, into our situations, and he says, I want to speak a mere word into that situation. And when I speak that word and you align with it, it has begun. And nothing can stop it. That's the word that we can take to the bank. That's the word that has the currency of heaven, with all of heaven backing it up. I don't want some shallow word from a maybe wannabe, whatever. I want the word from the King of Kings that I can take to the bank. That I can hold before the enemy. I don't think so. I get the word of I am. I don't think so. See?
Read it and
We have one more, and then we're going to end with something. We all know the story of Zechariah and Elizabeth, and they couldn't have children, and the whole deal. So, it says in Luke 1:13, the angel says to Zechariah, don't be afraid, Zechariah, because your petition was heard, and your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son. And you must call his name John, which means God is favorable. And you must call his name John. Now we know the story. He was like, you don't. I don't think so. What? I don't know, blah, 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 blah. You know, all these questions, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. You're not going to speak. 9 months, that's it. You've now become a mute for 9 months. You will speak nothing. Why? Because he didn't want any doubt released into the atmosphere. He didn't want any negativity. He didn't want one word spoken that was going to affect the womb. Because there was a birthing that needed to take place. Can you see that in the spirit? Why we need to God who speaks into our life, speaks to our dreams, speak to the seed that was put in us by the Holy Spirit when we were in the quiet place, and he comes and he impregnates us with something, and then we get around people and we get around situations, they begin to speak. Did he really say that? Did you really hear that? Who do you think you are? You think that you would burn something for God? Ooh. This is weighty stuff, guys. This determines whether destinies come forth, nations come forth. You follow what I'm saying? I believe the KBM. Why? Because the Lord told me. I'm not going to say what I was going to say because it's being put out there. So thank you, Holy Spirit. But I know it was spoken to me. Who do you think you are, Donna? I'm a daughter of a king who happens to be I am. And he said nothing's impossible. And this is what I want you to believe for, because this is my dream. Will you dream with me? Yes, kid. It's all about you. I can't do it. Yeah, you can. So do I need naysayers around me? No. We need people who breathe into ourselves, each other. Prophesy. The words, the true words, not whatever. So you get that. So he silences him. I don't think so. You may say it one more thing. Because this is John. By the way, the one who's going to prepare the way, my son. You know, it's like, are you kidding me? No, nothing's going to stop this, so I'm just going to silence you. So, now we know John's born, and now they're getting ready to name him. We're in verse 63. We're going to name him this, we're going to name him, no, and no, and you know, Elizabeth said, no, we need to, so they give him a writing tablet, we know it, and he writes, his name is John. And they're all astonished. There's the drama again. They're all astonished. His name is John. And so what happens? He speaks it. 4 words. His name is John. And when he said that, it aligned with the 7 words of Luke 1:13. You must call his name John. You see the alignment? So important that what we speak. Zechariah had not originally aligned himself with the words, and that's why his mouth was shut. But God's plans continued despite his doubt. Why? Because it was God's plans, and there was one who said, yes. So, in the fullness of time, at the moment that the word needed to be spoken and written, the naming of his son with the destiny and the purpose from above, his name is John, was written on a tablet, and the perfect time of God and perfect alignment in that time that we know his mouth was open, his tongue was loose, and what was the first thing he did? He began praising and blessing and thanking God. After 9 months of silence, he had a lot to think about. He had a lot to meditate on. He had a lot going on inside of him. And that was the first thing out of his mouth. And what happened? When that happened, awe and reverential fear came on all of the neighbors. All of the neighbors. Everybody in that neighborhood was impacted by that one moment of divine alignment. Come on, this is like so powerful. And you are to name him John. All who heard, it says, were astonished. All who heard wondered, because the things of God should cause us and those around us to be astonished and to wonder, are you kidding me? And then they says, if this miracle brought his birth, what on earth will this child be? We're all miracles. Maybe not by natural birth like that, is all I'm saying, but spiritually, we are a spiritual birth of miracles. We once were not of his kingdom of light. We were in darkness, but now we're light. We once were not his, and now we are. If we're born again, then we become a child of God. And all of heaven is waiting for us to become sons and daughters. All of heaven and all of creation is waiting, as we know that passage, waiting for the sons and the daughters who align with what God says over their lives, who will write, if you have to, on a tablet, my name is, and this is what I'm called to do, and I will not be stopped because this is what Jesus said about me. Without apology, because it's not arrogance. He's saying line up with what I said. Walk in humility, walk in submission, line up and watch me part the seas, level the mountains, raise the valleys, remove the stones. I will do whatever I have to if you'll line up with me and what I say about you and who it is that's within you. And so to fulfill the mandates of Luke 4:18, his pouring in us, his pouring through us, he's looking for sons and daughters who with a mere word will change a life, who heal the sick, who raise the dead, who cast out demons, who preach the gospel, who transform a city, who transform a family, who transform a workplace, whatever it is that he says. It doesn't make any difference how big your assignment is. If your assignment is your street, and you do with all your heart, and you can do with that mere word, I'll tell you what, you're going to get the same reward as the person that goes to the nations. The person that goes to the nations isn't any more important than the person that's taken their street. And we need to get that straight and break that religious nonsense down. And all the comparisons and this and this and this and this. All we need to do is be faithful to what he has called us to do, not look to the left or to the right, or they're doing this and they're doing that. What does it matter? What matters is what he said to you. Find the people that you're supposed to be linked with and walk out that divine assignment. Walk it out in love. Walk it out in fellowship. Walk it out. Be where you're celebrated. Be where the way is going to be made for you, and walk it out. That together, think about it. A mere word, a mere word, a mere word, a mere word. That's a lot of mere words in one room. Think about that, all put together. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of lightning being released. That's a lot of authority being released. I'm almost done. So from this posture of hearing his words, we release them with holy love. We release them with compassion. We release them with authority. And we release them with the confidence of the one who's speaking to us and through us. What has been spoken over you? And have we taken the time to write what we've heard? And will we align our whole being and decree it over our life? I don't care if it's the tiniest thing. What has he spoken over you? And some of us may have or not fully aligned our lives with what he's spoken over us. Or maybe mostly we have. But I'll tell you what I heard tonight, he wants to align tonight. Every place that's misaligned, I can't do anything. He wants to align tonight. Any place that's out of alignment, so that with a mere word. You see, we go on for 40 hours praying over somebody because we haven't heard the word, so we're grasping, and I'm not being critical and I'm not condemning. You follow what I'm saying? But he wants to bring us into maturity, that we hear him and we can say, in the name of Jesus. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. Because with the harvest, we're not going to have time to pray for 50 hours over everybody. You follow? I'm not criticizing anything. Please hear me. You follow what I'm saying? I'm pressing into this, guys, because it's like there's a simple way. There's a simple way. It's been made far too complicated.
Yes.
There's too much we have to lug around. There's too much paraphernalia. Jesus didn't lug anything. He heard his Father's voice and he did it. And this is what he's saying. Align his sons. Align his daughters. Do you follow what I'm saying? Afresh. So, let's get on with this. Okay, so God, this is what I heard. God is saying tonight, align. And when you do, he will open your mouth to decree a new season over your life. Forget whatever this season is. And let's stop pining over whatever that is. Whatever he wants to bring from that forward, fine. I mean to say, you know what? I'm turning the page and it's a new day. It's a new season. And let's move forward. We've all had losses, we've all had stuff, we could all write books. Every life could have a movie made, let's face it, you know what I'm saying? We could all sit here and be here for probably 2 weeks if we all got up here and shared our stories, you know what I'm saying? What matters is Jesus' story in us. So this is very simple, and you don't have to do this, this is an invitation. And this may be awkward for some, but this is what he said. This wasn't my idea, this was his idea. So I'm going to be faithful and ask him, do what he asked me to do. Okay, Holy Spirit. Jen, would you pass these out for me, please? I'll wait for everybody to get one. And so for the sake of those that will be watching from KPN TV and for Facebook Live, we're going to be ending at this point.
Okay.
But I will tell you what we're going to be doing, and you may want to do this at home, you and the Lord. This is the invitation that I heard from the Lord as I waited. At first I thought, okay, see, this is me. I'm like, oh, this will be nice and comfortable. Okay, we're all going to stand up and read this together. And I heard the Lord say, no. Because I'm looking for alignment. See, he's waiting to hear something. See, this isn't for me. This is for him. And so if you want to, and there's no order, it's however you stand up. This is to stand up. Read this, and then decree one at a time. And read it and decree it. For those who are out there, it's decreeing Luke 4, 18 through 19, whatever translation or passion, whatever translation you have of the Bible. And then making a decree. Maybe you've heard it tonight. Maybe it's something you've been carrying inside of and you haven't even dared to say. Or maybe it's something that you have said, but you've been doubting, or the enemy's been challenging it, or somebody around you's been challenging it. You don't have to do this. This is up to you. This is for the Lord. When you stand, you're not decreeing it to me or anybody else in this room. You're decreeing it to the King, and you're aligning what you believe he is saying to you. This is my destiny. This is my purpose. And if not the whole thing, a piece of it. So that's what he asked for. That's what we're going to do now. And whoever wants to participate can. Blessings to all of you in Jesus' name.